Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Sunday. We have ultimate Sunday vibes. Bunny and I are just hanging out in bed. We went to the farmer's market this morning, but it was so hot. So now we're just hanging out. I'm watching my favorite YouTubers. I like to immerse myself in my favorite channelers, raw vegan, podcasters, and off-grid life. I like to pay more attention to these channels and focus more on these channels. My intention is to just absorb just the most positive energies that I can through consuming food that I eat, consuming music that I listen to, consuming information that I take in. No longer am I putting any energy into reality TV. Is reality TV actually even real? I don't want it to be, if it is. So I think that it's so important what you focus on manifests, and the more that I put my focus onto healthy living and healthy eating, I can see the external real reality of my life just get better and better. And not necessarily, yes, materially, it's definitely gotten better materially. Socially, definitely, I've taken a few steps back, but I feel like my inner peace generally is much more elevated. And if that is what is necessary, if it's necessary for me to take a few steps back on my social life in order to have inner peace, then I think that's something that I can sacrifice. After all, who said that we have to have this huge circle of friends? I mean, if you think about the ancient people, we weren't surrounded by, so we were in tribes. We were traveling in tribes with maybe a few hundred people. We knew everybody in the community. We were very well connected with each other. And I feel like for me at this point in my life, I just want to harness the most intimate, closest relationships that are going to be long-term and positive and beneficial in my life. I came across a bunch of old photos the other day, and there were so many people from my past that I didn't even recognize. I didn't even remember their names. And a lot of those pictures and a lot of those experiences, I was, in college when I was drinking and putting my energy into things that literally didn't, I guess in the grand picture, it got me to where I am today. But if I could go back, not that I regret anything, but to put and I think that's why it's important today, because I read Atomic Habits recently, and every step that you take in a certain direction will lead to a bigger and bigger piece of the whole of where you're getting to. So say every day you practice guitar a little bit. Every day you learn a new recipe. And then in a year from now, you're a really good guitar player. And a year from now, you're a really good cook. And whereas if you just, take the same steps that you were taking, keep drinking every day, every week, and going out and not learning anything new, just making the same decisions, not growing in any way, maybe getting better, you become more personable. But let me tell you that when you stop drinking, you are going to have a totally different idea of what you want in a friend. It's kind of like how they say that hormonal, and this might be a controversial subject, but birth control, some women can take birth control, and when they get off of it, they're no longer attracted to the partner that they were with while they were consuming the birth control. When you lift that addiction or that substance in your body, like alcohol, you might be attracted to something totally different. And so I am trying to focus on things that are attracted to things that are bringing more light and benefit into my life for the long term, for my long-term health, for my long-term peace of mind, and for my long-term relationships. And again, I just don't see many of my relationships that I had when I was drinking are no longer in existence in my life. So it's like, were those even real friendships to begin with? I would challenge you to see who your real friends are if you did decide to take a break or completely quit cold turkey on anything if it's not, benefiting you in the long run. Let's get back into it. I know I get off on tangents, but my point is that YouTube is the future. Let's be real. I mean, if we really want our society to go back, to go forward and progress into a positive, high vibe place for Gaia, I think it's important for us to start being more conscious about things that we're consuming. Like I said, what we're putting into our body, edibly, what we're consuming informationally. And I think that's why YouTube is such a big, it's playing such a big role in the evolution of our consciousness. If you think about when you turn on Netflix or when you turn on cable TV, I mean, I never watched cable TV. I haven't watched cable TV in a long time, maybe a decade. So it's interesting because whenever I turn on the TV in my living room, it is an older model, and I have to get to my Fire Stick, and whenever I'm turning it on, I have to go through cable. Cable automatically turns on. And I notice that every single time there's some kind of cop show, murder, mystery, and every single time I have to cover my eyes because there is so much like blood, there's pedophilia, there's somebody getting operated on, and it's honestly, I am very sensitive to this. I'm not desensitized because I haven't consumed that type of horror that people are filling their minds with. And it makes me just feel like, have we really evolved from the times of the Roman Colosseum when we would sit around, and I shouldn't say, when people would sit around watching people fight to the death over, if it were an enemy, if it were a criminal, and people would sit, play cards, eat peanuts, get drunk, and just watch this drama unfold in real life. And it doesn't seem much different to me than the cable television and all of the Hollywood reenactments of death and murder. I mean, why is this? I truly don't believe that humans are innately vicious, malicious beings, because I personally am repulsed by watching things of this nature. So I just want to take a moment before you choose your next show. And I think that's why my point is how YouTube is so important, because now we can support each other. We can support our own local communities, mom and pop businesses, off-gridders building a home out in the desert, raw vegan chefs teaching you how to eat consciously. People, I love reading, I like listening to single individuals that are just reading an audiobook. This is wholesome activity that you're filling your mind and your body with love. And you're in return, you're elevating your frequency for yourself and for the planet. And, a lot of times we're watching these horrific programs on cable, on Netflix, and they're lowering your frequency. They're actually negatively affecting you. You might think that you're tuning off during work hours. You need to just detach after work and just take your mind off of things. But what if you could watch something that could change your life so much that you could elevate yourself onto another frequency, that you wouldn't even need to feel that you need to detach from a world that you didn't like? What if you could choose something to watch that you know could elevate your life and bring you to a better place in your life, that you know is actually physically going to change your outer reality if you are watching it? Whereas watching something, for instance, you're watching murder, you might actually be experiencing maybe not necessarily murder, maybe not necessarily surgeries, death in your life, but something on that same wavelength. Because I'm telling you guys, like, I've had my spiritual like awakening in 2012, and since then I've been obsessed. I was in the spiritual closet most of the past decade, and I feel that now, as people are coming out more about it, I feel more confident. I did obviously have my close friends that I could speak to, but living in the South, it wasn't always as easy to find like-minded individuals. I did live in California for 4 years, and that was amazing. Definitely people have a different way of thinking. Not saying that I don't learn things on a regular basis from the kind people of the South, but it is just a different mentality. There's just a different level of consciousness, I think, definitely in different places of the world. I mean, if you go to the pyramids in Egypt, if you go to Sedona, if you go to Israel, there are definitely different energies that you can experience in different places of the world. So, not to talk bad about any certain place, but I definitely think that, there is a purpose for me to be here and to spread my message. And even if I don't have anything to say, I know that I'm spreading my light, and my energy alone and your energy alone can impact yourself and others, which is why it is so important to immerse yourself in positivity and high frequency foods, information, and conversation, content, books, animals, people. I mean, everything you can think of. It is a lifestyle. You have to make it a lifestyle, because otherwise you're going to be stuck in the matrix. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're still blaming the government for your problems, if you're still working a 9 to 5, you need to wake up. There's so many little fun and easy things that you can do to change your life for the better. I mean, just turn on YouTube and watch other people speak. Watch high vibe people and just feel their energy. I'm so tired of calling this woo-woo. It's not woo-woo. It is natural. It is the natural way of life. We have been programmed and educated away from anything natural. And it's so important for us to deprogram ourselves. So we need to reprogram and re-educate ourselves to be more natural, be more in tune with nature, be more in tune with our bodies, be more sensitive to murder and crime. I think it's important to be sensitive to murder. I think it's important for it to make us feel uncomfortable. If you can watch a movie with, if you can watch a movie and like a murder story and find it entertaining, I think you should really reevaluate how desensitized you are, because this stuff is not normal. We should be focusing on love. We should be focusing on light. If we want to enter 5D, I mean, maybe you are not interested. Maybe you want to stay in the old paradigm. You want to stay working a 9 to 5 job. You want to stay in the 3D. That's fine. That's your decision. Everyone has free will. But if you are looking to jump to the 5D timeline, then these are the simple steps that you can take. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And if you want to hear more about this, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, if you want to pick my brain, I've been studying manifestation, the law of attraction. I've been studying spirituality. I've been doing yoga since 2012. Probably started yoga a little bit before that. And I'm an open book. I'm coming out of the spiritual closet, so I'm here for you. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again for tuning in and letting me share my thoughts. If you'd like to get a more in-depth discussion of this topic, please check out my podcast on Spotify, Ariella Maya Manifestation Podcast. You can find the link in my YouTube profile, and I'll try to link the episode down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate your support. See you on the next one.